You're up.
Hi, good morning, class. Today, me, Izzy, and Ash are going to be on the first side on our prop claim called, says, United States should intervene and support in Syria to fight ISIS with military troops. We're going to do this with three supporting claims. First one being, there is disorder in Syria and the U.S. should aid. The evidence would be, first, BBC News explains how Assad hurts his own people and, well, Assad, the president of Syria, hurts his own people, and they write, the president denied ordering the military to kill or to be brutal in its crackdown and anti-government protests, saying that only a crazy person would kill his own people. But in January 2012, he promised in a public address to crush what he called terrorists with an iron fist. At the start of August of that year, Assad promised troops in Damascus that they would be victorious. However, he was forced onto the defensive side later that month after a suspected chemical weapon attack on the outskirts of the capital that left hundreds of people dead. The U.S. and France concluded that the attack would only have been carried out by the government force. As you may know, that this was a chemical attack done by Damascus. This will put the people in danger, along with all their neighbors states around, like Lebanon, Syria, or Israel, Jordan, and Egypt. Second, New York Times written articles said death in Syria, and they say that at least 8,871 civilians were killed after being kidnapped, detained, and/or tortured. The United Nations and the others have documented ramps used to torture by both government and opposition forces, including crimes against children targeting or appearing to be pro-government. Number three, with their arms bound tightly behind their backs and their eyes fully covered, as the civilians, makeshift blindfolds, each victim is shown being led to an edge of a tall building. At the command of the senior ISIS officer, the two militians appeared to grab their victims around his waist and hoist them into the edge of the rooftop. All four victims then dropped from the lofty height of 4 stories high to their deaths. Now, this was an act from ISIS committing that these fellow civilians were acting upon homosexual acts. And all four victims fell to their deaths. Several photographers appear to have been used by ISIS media team in order to capture the victims on the rooftop and on the ground. Now, for my second claim, the current U.S. policy is unproductive. Now, for my support, my first one will be Rick Morin, a writer for the Chicago News, explains that to say our policy in Syria now is in disarray is incorrect. In truth, we have no policy in Syria except aimless bombings in a few vehicles and buildings every day. Now, also I want to bring up that more than 200,000 people have been killed in the 4.5 years in the Syrian civil war. Now, and due to this, it's come more than 4.5 years of Syria's civil war, and due to this, caused more than 4 million to flee to other countries. So, our current policy is obviously not helping. Our current death rate is way over the top, and it caused millions of people to flee their country, which has caused major refugee problems in the Middle East. Third, Sergio Junqueiro, chairman of the UN, retired, says that with each passing day, there are fewer safer places in Syria. And with 4, I'm gonna say at least 28,277 civilians have died in shooting and mass killings. And in May of 2012, a mass attack happened in a town called Homs, where more than 100 people died including at least 49 children, ranging from the ages of 5 to 11, were shoot at close range, no further than arm's length. And for my third claim, our plan is to equip, train, and fight alongside of the Democratic Forces of Syria, also known as the DFS. First, I want to say that equipping and supporting the DFS groups will allow them to take over Raqqa, which is a city in northern eastern Syria, and in northern eastern Syria, and the Caliphate de facto capital, which in English translations means de means in, and facto means in fact, means the city of the facts serving as the capital city. Second, 20,000 to 35,000 fighters across Iraq. There is currently, okay, so in a CIA spokesman said, our current activity armed forces are 1,400,000 troops in the active service side and 1,100,000 troops in our reserve side. Sorry. So 1,400,000 are active side, 1,100,000 troops in our reserve side, in our reserve side. So meaning that we should send troops. We have more than enough troops to go over and to support the DFS groups, which are around 4,000 troops in our. Okay. And finally, to conclude, we can apply airstrikes as well as to minimize ISIS or opponents' initial income. And then for lastly, I want to say U.S. Special Envoy from Syria, Michael Rana, said that Russia wouldn't have helped Assad if we didn't make him weak. We must work together as a nation to end this chaos with other foreign nations. Thank you.